Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Samin Khan. I'm the Director of Training and Alliances at Top Notch Edutainment Private Limited. Today, we are going to talk about a very, very special topic, and it is none other than interpersonal skills. Without further ado, let us begin. Let us start off by understanding what interpersonal skills are all about. Interpersonal skills are the life skills we use every day to interact with other people, whether that be individually or in groups. In order to explain this a little better, let me break the word interpersonal into two halves. Inter means between, and personal means people. Whenever we have an interaction which is between people, it stands for interpersonal skills. Now, we need to remember that these are the life skills we use every single day, day in and day out, whether that be between one individual to another individual, or whether that be between one individual to a group of people, or whether that be between different groups of people altogether. All of these count as interpersonal skills. If you have understood interpersonal skills well, let us move on to the next part. Today, we are going to discuss the need for interpersonal skills, the types of interpersonal skills, as well as the benefits and uses of interpersonal skills. The first one is going to be the need for interpersonal skills. Believe me, there are multiple reasons that I can give you for you to enhance your interpersonal skills. However, I'm going to give you two of the most compelling reasons. The first one is that we all are social animals. As human beings, we need to communicate with each other, even for the smallest things that we need to get done. And we need to have good interpersonal skills in order to carry out this communication effectively. Thus, as social animals, interpersonal skills are very, very important to us. The second part is that having good interpersonal skills helps you enhance the power of your communication. If you do have good interpersonal skills, you would be able to communicate effectively with your audience. Your audience would be able to understand what is being conveyed to them properly, and whereby they would be able to grasp better off of what communication you have presented, and would be able to respond to you effectively if they have any questions or if they want to know anything further from you. This two-way interaction is going to help you enhance the power of your communication, and thus interpersonal skills are very, very important. Now, let us come to the discussion of the different types of interpersonal skills. The first one that we are going to begin with is the verbal interpersonal skill. I have to tell you, whenever you're using speech as a medium to interact with somebody, it is counted as verbal interpersonal skills. Let's come to the next one, non-verbal interpersonal skills. Now, whenever you do not use speech as a medium to communicate or to interact with someone else, it counts as non-verbal interpersonal skills. Let me help you understand this a little better. Your body language, your gestures, all of these form a big part of your non-verbal interpersonal skills. Let's start from the head to toe. The frowning of your eyebrows, the rolling of your eyes, the beautiful smile that you maintain on your face, whether you're shrugging your shoulders, whether your palms are in an open palm gesture or whether you have crossed your arms. In case if you are seated, whether you're holding your legs 1 foot apart from one another, or if you have crossed one leg over the other, or you have crossed your legs at the ankle. All of this communicates something about your body language to the person watching you, even without you using the medium of speech. Thus, non-verbal interpersonal skills are very, very important and they convey a lot more. Let's look at this picture on your left-hand side and try to analyze this. Remember that we are only looking at the face of the person. So only the top half of your body communicates so much. In the first picture, you notice that the gentleman is very happy. You can see he's got a beautiful smile on his face. His eyebrows are up and his face is completely lit up with happiness. In the second picture, you notice that the lady is not in a very good mood. Her eyebrows are turned down. She does not have a smile on her face. And when you look at her, you know that she wants to be either left alone, or maybe you would want to go and ask her if you can do something to help her out, right? In the third picture depicting anger, you notice that the lady's eyebrows are all up. She does not have a pleasant expression on her face. She looks livid at the moment. In the fourth picture, which depicts fear, you notice that the gentleman's eyebrows are all up. He does not seem to have any expression on his face whatsoever. And this is just when we look at the picture. Imagine this person being in front of you. You would notice that probably the fear would make him sweat. His arms and his body could be trembling out of fear. And all of this is being communicated without the medium of speech. Thus, you can see that non-verbal forms a very important part of interpersonal skills. Let's move ahead to another very important point, which is listening. Listening is a huge part of interpersonal skills, and let me tell you why. Unless you listen to the speaker effectively, you would not be able to gauge all the information which is being conveyed. And unless you don't understand the information which is being conveyed to you, you cannot respond effectively. Similarly, if your audience is asking you any questions, you will never be able to respond to their questions unless you have understood what is being asked of you. For all of the above reasons, I have to tell you that listening skills form a very big part of interpersonal skills overall and must be given its due credit. With this, let us move ahead to the benefits and uses of interpersonal skills. The first one is going to be communication. Using good interpersonal skills, you will be able to communicate effectively with your audience, whereby they will be able to understand everything that you want to put forward to them. And if they do have any questions for you, they would be able to ask you based on the information that they have understood from you. Thus, this two-way interaction benefits a lot when it comes to good interpersonal skills. Next up, let's come to confidence. If you are confident in your interpersonal skills, you would be able to exude this confidence in your body language, in your speech, and in your overall presentation, which means you would come across as an overall confident speaker, a confident communicator, and a confident individual having good interpersonal skills. Let's come to the third point, which is listening. We've already seen the benefits of interpersonal skills when it comes to listening. You would be able to understand what is being expected of you or what information is being given to you or what is being asked of you, whereby you'll be able to respond effectively. And simultaneously, if the audience has any questions for you, you would be able to respond effectively to them as well. Come to the next point, which is social. If you have good interpersonal skills, you would be able to firstly be able to have small talk with different people, flawlessly speaking on different topics. And thus it's going to help you be more social in general. You're going to interact with a lot of different people on different topics, and you would be able to do so confidently and effortlessly using good interpersonal skills. Let's move on to negotiation. When it comes to negotiation, you need to understand that a negotiation needs to take place whenever there is a difference of opinion between two parties. Now, this party could be a single individual, could be two groups of people, or could be a single individual and another group of people. Now, whenever there's a difference in opinion between these two parties, there is a need for negotiation which has to take place in order to come to a point of common consensus or good for all. Using good interpersonal skills, you would be able to communicate your point effectively to your audience, whereby your audience can firstly understand why you are justifying the point the way that you are. They would be able to either give their inputs on the whole topic as to why their point is better, or for that matter, why they agree with your point now. And based on this nice discussion between the two parties, you would be able to come to a point of common good for all. And this is only possible in a negotiation through good interpersonal skills. Moving ahead, coming to decision making. Let's understand the basic framework of how a decision is made. In order to come to a decision, you need to weigh the pros and cons of every decision. Now, this decision can be taken by a single individual or can be taken by a group or a team of people as well. You can take a yes or no decision, which is a single decision, or you could actually have multiple options wherein you need to weigh all the options and then come to a single decision based on the weighing of all the options. Either way, the team needs to sit together and communicate effectively with one another, weighing the pros and cons of the decisions or the options being put forward. Only through good interpersonal skills is this interaction possible. And once you have interacted with your team, or for that matter, yourself effectively, weighing the pros and cons of the decisions and the options, you would be able to choose the decision which is for the best and the common good of all, having maximum pros and minimum of the cons. And thus, interpersonal skills would help you big time when it comes to decision making. Let's move on to the next point, which is problem solving. Let me tell you that you must have used problem solving in everyday life. I mean, day in and day out when it comes to interpersonal skills. And interpersonal skills help big time when it comes to problem solving. Let's try to understand this one with the help of an example. Say one of my friends has come to me and is trying to convince me to go to Goa right now for a short vacation. Now, we all know that the COVID is still very, very present all throughout our country. And we don't want to be in a situation where we put ourselves more susceptible to this particular virus attacking us, right? We don't want to make ourselves more susceptible to the virus in any way. Now, I am convinced individually that I do not want to go to Goa at this time. But I also have to convey this to my friend very, very effectively without hurting him or her. Now, how would I do this using good interpersonal skills? Let's try and understand. See, my friend comes to me and just says, hey, Sameen, let's go to Goa right now. The hotels are available at a huge discount. And, you know, we can have the beaches to ourselves. It's not crowded at all. Let's go and have a great time. How would I handle the situation using good interpersonal skills? I would firstly have to sit my friend down and tell him or her that, you know what, I completely understand that you're super excited to be heading to Goa. And I completely know that, you know, it's available at a great discount and the beaches are empty. But imagine if one of us catches COVID while we are in Goa. Do you think it's going to be worth all the running around, getting hospitalized, getting the treatment done, and then coming back with our luggage to our home states? I don't think we should put ourselves through this experience right now. I'd rather that we just sit down, we plan the entire trip to Goa, and whenever the situation has passed or things are much, much better, we go ahead and book our tickets for Goa at that time. And I can promise you at that time, I will not only accompany you once, but I will come with you twice to Goa. And I promise you that. But right now, I don't want to be the one heading to Goa in this situation unless the COVID is much more under control and the government has eased all the travel restrictions. Also, maybe whenever we are going to Goa next, I would not only come once, but twice with you, but not right now. And as your friend, I don't want you to be putting yourself at risk and going to Goa at this time. What have I done? One, I have conveyed to my friend effectively that I am not going to be heading to Goa at all. And as his or her friend, I'm not going to let them travel either, because I do not want them to put themselves at risk. I have done so showing concern for my friend, and I've also ended at a positive note saying that we would head to Goa not only once, but twice in the future once the situation is much better. Now, this is how you can use interpersonal skills when it comes to problem solving, and it's going to help you a big time going ahead in the future. Let's come to the next point, which is networking. When it comes to networking, we need to interact with different people, and they may be from different cultures, different backgrounds, different social statuses, whatsoever. Networking is a skill that we all need to develop irrespective of our choice of profession. And with good interpersonal skills, you would be able to have the small talk with people, have this interaction with people flawlessly. This is all that we have for you today. I hope you have taken away a lot from the presentation today. And in case if you do have any questions, please feel free to get in touch with me. At the same time, if you would like to enhance your interpersonal skills, I would be more than happy to help you. Thank you so much for listening to me today, and please stay safe, stay healthy.